Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Forbes Flash. Thanks for joining us. As of filming, the government is still shut down, with the impacts ramping up across industries around the U.S. With less than a week before tax season is slated to open, the doors of the IRS remain largely closed. But thanks to the IRS shutdown contingency plan, 46,000 employees have been told to work without pay, and some are asking for permission to stay home. The absences are calling the tax season into question. Will the IRS be able to process returns and issue refunds on time? They're proceeding as planned right now and continuing to assess this situation, they say. A record number of Americans now believe in climate change, according to a recent Yale University study. So the 73% who agreed that global warming is happening is a 10% increase since 2015. And 72% of those polled say global warming is personally important to them. Not sure what's happening with the 1% and the difference there. We can assume that record hurricanes, wildfires, and more are forcing a change in mindset for Americans, moving climate change from a distant concept to one that impacts their daily lives. Celeb couple Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez are on the move. They recently listed their New York City condo for $17.5 million. The apartment building at 432 Park is the tallest residential building in the Western Hemisphere, where units range from $7 million up to $87.6 million. With those prices come amenities, a 75-foot indoor pool, private screening room, and much more. But the 4,000 square foot unit wasn't big enough for J-Lo and A-Rod with all of their kids around. Thinking of throwing in a bid? Here's a few stories you might have missed from this past week. Think your personal data is safe from social media giants because you don't have accounts on their platforms? Think again. A new study shows that you're not fully in control of your privacy, thanks to the people around you. That's right, your friends and families who do post on Twitter allow researchers to generate information about you, and pretty accurately, too. It's not like they know your deepest, darkest secrets, but companies can likely identify your political or religious affiliation. On that note, quote, "There's no place to hide in a social network," said one of the co-authors of the study. Waymo is on its way to Michigan, full speed ahead. The Alphabet Inc. self-driving car unit announced plans to set up an assembly facility in southeast Michigan to make vehicles for its fast-growing fleet. According to Waymo, this will be the world's first factory that's 100% dedicated to the mass production of L4 autonomous vehicles. Pretty exciting for the Silicon Valley-based company, which is a month into a quiet rollout of robo-taxi ride service in Phoenix. The new facility should create hundreds of jobs for the community. As for a timeline, Waymo hasn't released one yet. 3D printing unicorn Desktop Metal has raised another $160 million, bringing its total funding to a massive $438 million, and its valuation to some $1.5 billion. The investment is led by Cook Disruptive Technologies and was joined by GV, Panasonic, and Tektronix. Desktop Metal is working to upend the global manufacturing industry with 3D metal printers that can operate at mass production scale. They're not the only ones. The market for the 3D printers is small, but growing fast. Desktop Metal racked up a backlog of orders of $120 million by last summer, putting revenue on track to surpass $100 million this year. If you have a large stash of Etho cryptocurrency, beware. Scammers have found out how to make increasing amounts of money off simple scams. In 2018, scammers made $36 million by duping Ether owners into handing over their money, which is twice as much as was made in 2017. One of the most significant scams of 2018? The classic Ponzi scheme. Also used fake initial coin offerings and standard phishing. Note that this rise in scamming is different than outright hacking, which is even more lucrative for the transgressors. Oscar nominations were announced earlier this week, and they're celebrating over at Netflix. Why? Because their coming-of-age drama Roma is the streaming service's first ever Best Picture nomination. Roma is tied with The Favourite for the most nominations with 10 each. Another historical moment is a win for Disney, whose Black Panther is the first superhero movie to score a Best Picture nomination. Also celebrating is Bradley Cooper, whose directorial debut, A Star is Born, nabbed 8 noms, including Best Actor for him and Best Actress for Lady Gaga. The 91st Annual Academy Awards will air on Sunday, February 24th. As of now, they still don't have a host. Thanks for joining us this week. You can share your feedback using #ForbesFlash, and we'll see you next week. Tune in every Friday morning, same time, same place.